hearty welcome to our channel. If you don't already know, we're the Moodies and we post videos on Monday through Thursday. And if you are a part of the Moodie fam, then welcome back to you all. If you would like to be a part of the Moodie fam, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos from us. And let's get into the story time. Studios. I'm pretty sure I was 11 years old, and my entire family, my dad has 4 brothers, I think, and 1 sister, and so all of him and his siblings and their children and my grandma, we all went to Universal Studios. We stayed in Kissimmee, Florida. It was a lot of fun, and we went to Universal Studios, and it was a lot of fun until it wasn't. I went on 2 rides. The first ride I don't remember. The second ride we went on the Shrek ride, and this was the first time that like 4D was kind of out, so they had like spiders, but it was just like wind blowing at your feet, and they had when donkeys sneeze they would spray water at you, and it was so much fun. But for those of you who have never been to Florida before, it is extremely hot there. It is so hot. At Universal Studios, they have these huge machines shaped like Coke bottles, and they blow mist at you, so you guys can, or people, visitors can stop in, go in the mist machine, and then come back out, and you'll pretty much dry off because of how hot it is there. I see my cousins go in, like a couple of my cousins go in, they're like, oh yes, mist machine, this is gonna be great. And then I turn to my dad, and I say to him, Daddy, if I go in this mist machine, will you wait for me? And he says, oh yeah, baby girl, of course I'll wait for you. No problem, girl. So I go in with my other cousin, his name is Bebo. Shout out to Bebo if you're watching. He goes in, and then I go in. So there was maybe like a 2 to 3 second max difference between when we both went in the machines. We stayed there for about maybe 5 seconds, and then I knew that I came in after him, so I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to give it to 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna come out. So I see him come out, and then I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Came out, and everybody was gone. I mean, nobody was there. Nobody waited for me, nothing. I kind of stand there in panic for a little bit because I'm 11 years old and I just got left at Universal Studios. And I knew that the right thing to do was to not try to go looking for them. So I just sat on a bench nearby. I think the mist machines were right by the bathrooms. So I just sat down on a bench that was outside, and I waited and waited and waited and waited. And as I was waiting, there was this gentleman who, he looked a little intimidating. He had on cargo pants, and he didn't appear to be with anybody. He was just kind of pacing around nearby. And he saw me, and he saw me see him. So we saw each other. And then he went to a bench that was kind of kitty corner to where I was, and he was just sitting there staring at me for a bit. So I felt really uncomfortable, and I didn't feel like being kidnapped at Universal Studios, at least not today. So I went to the bathroom. I came back out, sat there. By this point, it is now dark. I haven't gotten to go on any rides, and I'm just sitting there, and I think like people might have come up to me once and like asked if I was okay, but because I was afraid of being kidnapped, I said, oh yeah, I'm just, waiting for my mom in the bathroom. And then eventually my uncle comes running up to me, and he's like, oh my goodness, like we were looking for you. This is crazy. Where were you? And I was like, I literally was here the entire time. Come to find out, my family went on a bunch of rides. Like they went on maybe like 3 rides before they realized that I was gone. I guess my uncle was like, I came here, like I looked here. How were you not here? And so I think what happened was at the time that I went in the bathroom would happened to be the time that my uncle came back to the mist machine and looked for me. So he didn't see me because I was hiding in the bathroom from the kidnapper. And then by the time he left, I was, like, by the time I came out, he was gone. So it took another few hours for them to look for me. And so then everybody was so afraid, and they were, you know, like, grateful that they found me. But years later, come to find out, my dad completely denied ever saying that he would wait for me. And so maybe he didn't hear me when I said that, but it's a little funny story that comes up all the time now. And I have not been back to Universal Studios since. It's not because I'm afraid, I just haven't had the opportunity. So I don't know what rides they went on. I have no idea. I didn't get to see the wonderful magic of Universal Studios. I didn't get to experience all these places that I would have loved to experience, but I did learn a lesson, and I also learned that I am much smarter than I think. So that's the end of this story time. If you've had anything similar to my situation, then go ahead and leave your story in the comment box below. And if you haven't already, only if you would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos from us. And that's going to be it. So I don't know how I'm going to close out this video because I have coffee in my hand. So give me a second.